Hello and welcome to 30 Days of Goddess for January. Welcome to a new year. I am so glad you're here. Happy New Year. And before we get going, I actually want to take a minute to acknowledge that this is the fifth year of 30 Days of Goddess, the fifth year of continuous practice. So whether this is your first day or whether you have been here for all 5 years, hello Karen, hello Teal, hello Deb, hello several people in the community who have been here since that very first day, you are welcome here and there is a place for you. But I just want to take a minute to marvel at the fact that this is the fifth year, so this is our fourth anniversary, but it's the fifth year, beginning the fifth year of practice. And so I'm going to share the link to the original audio that I made in December of 2020 with you, and you're welcome to listen to that. I always am fascinated to listen to it each year because it holds the seeds of this practice so clearly, even 5 years later, it holds them so clearly. So in December of 2020, I suddenly awoke with this vision of 30 Days of Goddess. I was looking for a way to make a goddess-centered spiritual practice accessible and open and flexible, but also powerful, something that actually fit into your life, something that allowed you to bring the sense of the sacred that you could feel or sense dance around the edges of your life, bring it forward into center and give you something to do to make the connection that you long for. So that was my vision. That was the original little audio, the little prayer booklet that I made. And now here we are entering our fifth year of continuous practice. And I can hardly believe how much it has held. It has truly been life-changing for me. It has been life-changing for many other people. And there is a life-changing magic inherent in daily practice. So I'm so excited to cross the threshold into a new year and start another year of practice with everyone. So that's my little happy anniversary to myself, to the community, to this practice. It has been so powerful and has gone so much further than I ever dreamed back in December of 2020 when the first idea kind of dropped into my waiting hands and said, here I am, share me. So anyway, so inviting you to take a nice deep breath and settle into your body, into your landscape, into where you are right now, the magic that this moment holds. Let yourself be cradled in the belly of this moment. Here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so our theme for this month is explore, and the goddess we are honoring is Circe. And this is so I am still using my laptop with the webcam, which I know has poorer quality video and is a little awkward. Hopefully that problem with video will be solved in the rest of the months of this year, so just bear with me. I'm using the tools that are available to me at this time. But this is the first month that we are using my new book, A Year of Goddess Magic. I'm sporting my matching t-shirt right now, ready for this new year. So we're using this Year of Goddess Magic. This is available to you whether you're a member of the Goddess Magic community on Patreon or whether you're just a member of the wider community who would like to participate. That book is available via lulu.com. You're welcome to buy it. The PDF copy is available to members of the Goddess Magic community. So anyway, the theme is explore. The goddess we are honoring is Circe, who is the goddess of sorcery, enchantment, magic. I felt like she was a perfect introduction. She also lives in an island and lures unsuspecting sailors to her shores. And so I felt like she was a perfect welcome to explore because she is about exploring magic, exploring your own power, exploring your own life, your own insights, your own truth. And so I will share a lot more about Circe in our upcoming weekly ritual videos through January. So I'm not doing a separate Goddess Guidance Club video. I'm weaving together the pieces from the Goddess Guidance Club pieces will be woven through the next videos in the series during the remainder of this month. But if you're not part of the Goddess Magic Patreon, there's the bookmark, there's the little Circe card buffet packet available to you at patreon.com/goddessmagic. And so all those delights will be awaiting you. Okay, so I actually wanted to start with a section from the beginning of the Year of Goddess Magic book because here we are at this new year, here we go. And so I want to share some thoughts from the beginning of that book with you. Welcome to a year of Goddess Magic. Welcome to a year of everyday magic. In the temple of the ordinary, which is where we are right now, we offer our prayers and spin our spells, remembering there is always holy ground beneath our feet. We know that the heart of a devotional practice is in remembering, reclaiming, and returning again and again and again. There's no too late, there's no behind, and there's no right way. We're always invited to return. We're always invited to begin again. So we know it's not too late. There's no behind. We start where our feet are each day, trusting that we are always invited to begin again, that we can always cross the threshold back into our own hearts over and over and be welcomed back home. We know that where we stand is sacred and our lives are holy now. So take a minute to just let that sink into you. Where you stand is sacred. Your life is holy now. Let's explore that. Let's explore that in this year to come. Let's explore this sacred ground beneath our feet, this temple of our own bodies, this the concept that our lives are holy now. Let's step into that. Let's embody our magic. Let's explore the power of inhabiting where we are with fullness and wholeness and depth and trust. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we have let me see, I have a poem I believe I want to start with. And yeah, so the first one I'd like to start with from the book is Kneeling at the Feet of Mystery. So this video is actually being published shortly before the new year. So this is as we cross into the new year. This is the invitation offered by this time of year in my perception. Step into a cold and quiet pause in which to gather up the sparkles of the past year. Let yourself wander through all the things the past year has held. Hold them gently in your hands, some bright and some beautiful, some sharp and some aching. Bring them close to your heart. Let them be warmed by your breath and soothed by your heartbeat. Admire them, bless them, thank them. And then open your hands and let them dance away back into the current of time. Settle into your heart space and inquire into desire, pausing to listen and learn from what is truly here right now. Kneel at the feet of mystery. Kneel at the feet of mystery. Okay, so our questions to consider this month in this month of Explore, and these are just open-ended. You can add plenty of your own questions if you would like to. You may draw in questions from other teachers. You may draw in questions from other books. This is a living practice, and part of this living practice is weaving together all the threads of the things that you find powerful, inspiring, creative, connecting, magical, weaving all those threads together and creating a practice that holds you, nurtures you, and nourishes you. And so some of the questions that I had written down to consider are, what am I exploring? What is calling to me? What am I exploring? What do I feel on the edge of discovering? Where am I journeying? And journeys can be literal or they can be metaphorical. We journey every day. We can journey into the sacred space in our own backyard. We can journey into our own hearts. We can journey into our own wisdom. We can journey into our own relationships. We can journey into our own magic. We can journey into the present. So where are you journeying? What is calling to you? What are you exploring? How have I descended and how am I returning? So winter invites us into descent. And then as we start to grow closer towards spring, we start to emerge again. So it's not time to emerge yet, but you may consider the question of how have you descended over the last year? What descent has deepened you, has strengthened you, has tested you? What have you descended into, and how are you returning? How are you reemerging? What do you sense at the edges? What's just beyond the door? What is inviting you forward? And then another thing to consider is, how would you like to shape this year? What would you like to explore? What would you like to discover? What would you like to uncover? What would you like to change? Again, remembering there's no perfect. Like this is about connection, not perfection. And this is about inspiration and not obligation. So these questions, they're just questions to consider. What would you like to uncover? What would you like to explore? They're not prescriptions or dogma where you're where you're locked in and you're going to have to do that thing. Let's let this expansiveness of our own being and our own magic, let it invite us to explore, to discover. Okay. Another question to consider, and this is one I'm really working with personally very strongly this year. My word of the year is embody. I have my little ring. And my other word of the year is return. I have my other little ring. And so I'm thinking about how might I inhabit and embody my magic? How do we embody our magic, our dreams, our visions, our practices and promises? How do we live them? How can we live them? And again, not in the sense of you failed if you didn't do it, but ask yourself to consider that. Like, what would my life look like if I lived my magic, if I embodied my magic? What would change for me? What would I choose? What would I do right now? And let that shape the next choice. Let that shape the next choice. What do I want to continue to carry forward with my practice? What do I want to let go of? So I'm simplifying some things for myself this year, letting go of some elements, simplifying things, and really inviting myself to sink into the resources that I've already created, such as 365 Days of Goddess or Replenish or my other resources, but sinking into those resources instead of always generating new things. I love to generate new things, but I'm also inviting myself to steep and soak in and really value what I've already created and let that deepen, let that carry me more gracefully, so to speak. What do I want to create? What do I want to dream into being? And how might I ease into this year? How might I ease into that this year? And that question is inspired by a quote from Maureen Kuwait Meschenberg, who wrote this: "Ease into your Monday with the gentleness of leaves rustling in the autumn wind and the birds singing to the gray skies touching winter. To enter pause with sweet grace. Ease into your week a moment at a time. Let time slip into the cracks of your soul, and let stillness breathe tenderness and calm into your heart." So how might you ease into this year? How might you let it be soft? How might you let it be simple and sacred? How might you let yourself ease in? Ease in to what you are longing to explore. So I hope those questions feel expansive to you, spacious, full of possibility, not prescriptive or directive, but an invitation. And remembering, as always, that we are always invited to return. I really find that the most powerful aspect of 30 Days of Goddess for me is whatever we lose track of during the day, however discombobulated we get or distressed or upset, we can always come back. We can always return. We can always begin again. And so there's no shame or blame to be found here in the Temple of the Ordinary. There's only the invitation to return. And so, along those lines, one of our little snapshot cards for the month has this little poem on it. "I am here to recollect myself, to call home my scattered fragments, to reclaim my attention as my own. I am here to hold space for brave stillness and for bold changes, for radical joy and persistent grace. May I hold my own center in the midst of all that swirls. May I trust in the wisdom and necessity of change and in the power and possibility of devotion. It is here that I create an inner place of homecoming, wisdom, support, and connection to which I may always return." And that is my invitation for this whole year of 30 Days of Goddess that's going to unfold, for this year of Goddess Magic that's preparing to unfold, is that this will help you to create an inner place of homecoming to which you can always return. Even if you miss 3 months, you can still create an inner place of homecoming to which you can always return. And then I had another poem, not a video. I make it a video. I had another poem that I wanted to share, and this is one that I wrote. I'm actually not sure what I wrote when I wrote it, but I sent it to myself and said this would be a good poem for the January video. And so I'm going to read it now, and we'll see what I had to say. And this is what I find this is part of this heart of goddess-centered practice to me. "There are those who seek emptiness as truth. I find that fullness is where I dwell and find the goddess. Dropping into center, coming into the present, settling into stillness, expanding into awareness is how and where life becomes full of meaning, alive with story, pulsing with presence. To walk with the goddess is to be full of the richness of life and attention, to be whole and here, eyes open and hands extended, heart beating in time with hers. It is not to discover nothingness, no self, or that you do not exist, but to discover that you walk in the palm of her hand. Your heart so full it spills over to send you dancing with the moon, the stars in your bones, humming with the awareness that you are not alone, that you belong to life itself, and she is right here. Heartbeat, breath, and skin, dirt under our feet, wind in our hair, joy on our lips, and fire in our eyes. This I've written before, that mine is a faith of thunder and roses. Like, this is where the magic is, right here, right where we stand, and it's in our own hands. Okay. So I have one more little blessing to share and a closing prayer, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up, reminding you that we will continue. I make a little video for that's published just about every week. There's a little mini ritual video. I'm going to do some different things with those this year, so the format will vary from week to week, but those are published on YouTube. And then if you're a member of the Goddess Magic community, which I do deeply invite you to join me there, I do weekly community practice lives on Monday afternoons at 3 o'clock Central Time. Replays are also available, but they last about a half an hour, and those community practices are a really powerful way to continue to live this, to embody this, to explore this, and to share space with other people who are on a similar path. The path is wide enough and big enough to hold many perspectives and many experiences, and it also is a path that we make by walking. It's not already there. It's a path that we make by walking, and then we share these experiences together. So if you're interested, you can join the Goddess Magic community at patreon.com/goddessmagic. Membership at any level, any paid level, includes access to that weekly community practice. So you really get a lot out of your membership there, and I would welcome you to join me. And then I'm going to share this poem, which actually came from February of 2023, but it is actually, I'm actually not even sure where it came from. That's when I sent it to myself, was in February 2023. But I'm going to share it with you now because I think it encapsulates that notion of exploring, of stepping into the unmapped terrain of our own lives and finding out where we want to go, of making our own path by walking. If you are sometimes scared of your own voice, afraid of your own undoing, concerned that you will crumble into nothing, unseen, unheard, unknowing, no longer feeling desire, pleasure, or pain, set your feet to the spiral. Take a deep breath and look within. Settle your spirit into your form. Be patient. Listen. Slow your pace to one that heals and replenishes instead of drains and defeats. Trust your own knowing. Say no. Say yes. Hold hands with desire and help her to choose with grace. Take time to laugh. Stop holding everything. Let some things go and then some more. Trust that somewhere there is still the singing. And when I say still the singing, I mean that singing from your soul that leads you on as you explore. There is still the singing somewhere. It might be faint, it might be buried under a pile of things that you have to do, but trust that somewhere there is still the singing, and it will lead you on as you continue to explore. Okay, so we are at the end of our time together for this practice update. Oh, and also remember, you can always go to 30daysofgoddess.com for your free printable resources, including the snapshot cards for the month and printable prayer books, more videos, all kinds of resources. You'll pretty much find everything that you need there to create a fulfilling daily practice. So make sure to go to 30daysofgoddess.com. But we're going to go ahead and close now with our snapshot prayer card for this month of exploration. And I invite you to place a hand on your heart, settle into your body. Let your breath drop into your belly. Feel your feet on this earth. If there's sun, let it warm your skin. If there's rain, let it bless you. Our lives are our own. May we expand into them. May we delight in them. May we grant ourselves wide margins for magic, plenty of space for delight, and lots of room for the sacred. May we create lives we love to live, lives ripe with possibility, abundant with experience, and flourishing with purpose. May we trust in our capacity to create a life that is both big enough and small enough to hold us too. May we remember our lives are our own to live, ours to cherish, and ours to explore. Your life is yours to explore. May it be full of magic, full of connection, full of belonging, full of trust, full of joy. May you be full of yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to sharing space with you as the year continues to unfold. Bye-bye. Keep living your magic, everybody.